In the shadowed corners of every heart, there's a silent question that lingers, unasked, yet ever present. What happens when the one you thought was yours begins to drift away? Picture this. A man, once captivated, now turns his gaze elsewhere, his attention no longer a gift freely given. The air grows heavy, charged with an unspoken shift, and in that moment, a woman feels it, a tremor in her soul, a crack in the foundation of her certainty. This is no ordinary tale of love or loss. It's a revelation of the hidden forces that govern desire, pride, and power. Within the next few minutes, I'm going to unveil a truth so ancient it feels like a whisper from the stars. A truth about how a woman reacts when she realizes you've lost interest. Lean in, because this is not just a story. It's a mirror held up to your own life, reflecting secrets you didn't know you needed to see. Imagine a bustling city street at dusk, where the world hums with purpose. Yet one woman stands still, her eyes tracing the silhouette of a man who no longer looks back. She's not just any woman, she's a queen in her own right, accustomed to being the center of orbits, the prize men chase without question. But now, something has changed. His texts grow sparse, his laughter no longer seeks her out, and his presence feels like a memory fading into mist. At first she tells herself it's nothing. He's busy, she thinks, brushing off the unease like dust from a forgotten book. But the silence stretches, and with it, her certainty begins to fray. This is the first truth. When a man pulls away, it's not his absence that strikes her. It's the void he leaves behind, a space where her pride once stood unchallenged. That void is no ordinary emptiness. It's a crucible where her emotions are forged anew. She doesn't cry or chase. Not yet. Instead, her pride awakens, fierce and unyielding, like a lioness sensing a threat. She's used to being wanted, her beauty a currency that buys attention without effort. But now the rules have shifted, and she feels it in her bones. She's no longer the only star in his sky. This realization doesn't break her, it ignites her. She begins to move with purpose, her actions subtle, yet deliberate, like a chess player plotting her next move. Her phone lights up with carefully curated posts, pictures that scream confidence, captions that hint at secrets she'll never share. She's not just living, she's performing, crafting a narrative that says, "I'm still the prize." But beneath the surface, there's a question she can't escape. Why doesn't he see me anymore? That question is her unraveling, though she'd never admit it. She stalks his stories, her fingers hovering over the screen, searching for clues in the pixels of his life. A photo with friends, a cryptic caption. Each fragment becomes a puzzle she's desperate to solve. She tells her friends she's fine, her laughter a little too bright, her smile a little too sharp. But alone, in the quiet of her room, the truth creeps in. She replays their last conversation, dissects every word, wondering where she lost her grip. This is the second truth. When a woman feels you slipping away, her ego doesn't just bruise. It wages war. She doesn't want to need you, but the thought that you no longer need her is a blade she can't dodge. This war isn't loud or reckless. It's a silent storm, brewing in the spaces between her thoughts. She might text you, a casual, "Hey," as if it's nothing, as if her heart isn't racing with the weight of what your reply might mean. Or she might go silent, hoping her absence will pull you back, a mirror to your own withdrawal. But here's where the mystery deepens. Her actions aren't about you anymore. They're about her. She's fighting to reclaim the power she thought was hers by right, to prove she's still enough. And in that fight, She reveals a truth as old as time. Desire isn't just a feeling. It's a battlefield where pride and vulnerability clash. As you watch her navigate this unseen war, ask yourself this: what would you do if you knew your absence could rewrite someone's story? Share your thoughts below, because this isn't just a video, it's a conversation, a chance to uncover the truths we all carry. Her pride is her armor, but it's also her cage, locking her in a struggle she can't name. And in that struggle lies the key to everything that follows. A silent alchemy where her pride, once a fortress, begins to tremble under the weight of her own unspoken fears. Picture her now, standing at the edge of a vast, uncharted wilderness within herself, where every step forward feels like a betrayal of the queen she's always been. She's not chasing you, not in the way men chase with grand gestures or desperate pleas. No, her pursuit is subtler, woven into the fabric of her daily life, like a thread of gold hidden in plain sight. She posts a story, radiant and untouchable, but her eyes linger on the screen, waiting to see if you'll watch. She laughs a little louder at a party, hoping the echo of her joy might reach you through mutual friends. This is no game. It's a ritual, a dance of defiance against the possibility that she's no longer your muse. Her defiance, though, is a double-edged sword, cutting deeper into her own heart with every move she makes. She tells herself she's in control, that her beauty, her charm, her very essence are enough to pull you back. But the silence from you grows louder, a relentless tide eroding the shores of her certainty. She begins to question not just you, but herself. In the mirror, she searches for flaws she never noticed before. Was it her smile, her words? Did she shine too brightly or not enough? This is the third truth. When a woman senses your interest fading, her world tilts inward, and the reflection she sees becomes a riddle she can't solve. She's not just fighting to win you back. She's fighting to understand why she feels like she's losing herself. That inward tilt is where the real transformation begins, though she'd never call it that. She's too proud to admit she's shaken, too fierce to let the cracks show. But they're there, in the way she hesitates before texting, in the way her fingers hover over your name, torn between reaching out and holding back. She might send a message, something light, a spark disguised as a breeze. But it's a calculated risk, each word weighed to hide the storm beneath. If you don't respond, or worse, if you reply with indifference, it's not just a rejection, it's a confirmation of her deepest fear, that she's no longer the one who holds your gaze. And yet, if you do engage, she's caught in a paradox, wanting your attention, but resenting the need for it. This is the crucible of her pride, where every choice feels like a surrender. In this crucible, her emotions become restless, spilling over into her life like ink on a page. She's inconsistent now, one day bold and untouchable, the next day quiet, retreating into herself as if to escape the chaos you've stirred. Her friends notice the shift, though she brushes off their concern with a practiced smile. "I'm fine," she says, but her heart whispers otherwise. She posts cryptic quotes online, words that seem to speak to the universe but are meant for you alone. "Some people don't know what they've lost until it's gone," she writes, and though she'd deny it, the words are a plea, a challenge, a prayer. This restlessness isn't weakness. It's the raw pulse of a woman confronting the limits of her own power, a woman who's beginning to see that control was never hers to keep. That realization is a quiet earthquake, reshaping the landscape of her soul. She starts to compete, not with you, but with the idea of who she was when you still cared. She dresses sharper, moves with more purpose, as if to prove she's more than the woman you left behind. She might even flirt with others, not because she wants them, but because she needs to know she's still wanted. It's a performance, but it's also a pilgrimage, a journey to rediscover her worth in a world where your eyes no longer affirm it. And yet, the more she strives, the more she feels the weight of your absence, a shadow that follows her even in her brightest moments. This is the fourth truth. Her competition isn't with other women, it's with the version of herself she fears she's lost. What would you do if you saw someone fighting to reclaim a spark you no longer tend? Drop your thoughts below, because this conversation binds us all, a tapestry of truths we weave together. Her fight is her own, but it's also a universal cry, a longing to be seen without having to beg for it. And in that longing lies the seed of what comes next, a fragile, flickering hope that refuses to be extinguished, even as her pride battles to keep it hidden. She's no longer just a woman reacting to your distance. She's a soul at a crossroads, where every path demands she confront a truth she's sidestepped for too long. Her restlessness has deepened into a quiet reckoning, a pulse that hums beneath her every move. She walks through her days like a wanderer in a half-remembered dream, her laughter softer, her gaze drifting to horizons she can't yet name. She's still radiant, still a force that turns heads, but there's a weight to her now, a gravity forged from questions she never thought she'd carry. What did I mean to him? And why does it still echo in my bones? This reckoning isn't a spectacle. It's a whisper that grows insistent, weaving through her thoughts like a river carving stone. She tries to reconnect, but not with the boldness you might expect. There are no sweeping confessions, no raw outpourings of regret. Instead, she scatters subtle signs, delicate as starlight on a moonless night. A text arrives, seemingly out of nowhere. A memory shared, a question that feels weightless, but isn't. She lingers in your digital shadows, watching your stories, her presence a quiet flicker in your world. Just enough to say she hasn't vanished. These aren't careless acts. They're her heart's defiance against the void you've left. She's probing, searching for a fracture in the distance you've built, yearning to bridge it without confessing she's lost her way. This is the fifth truth. Her quiet outreach isn't surrender. It's courage cloaked in restraint, a fragile thread she casts toward you in the dark. But that thread trembles, and she feels its fragility. Each unanswered message, each cool reply, erodes her hope, like wind on a dune. She begins to grasp the true measure of your absence, not as a fleeting slight, but as a mirror held up to her own unguarded heart. She's been the prize for so long, the one who dictated the dance, that this shift cuts like a stranger's glance. Yet in that cut, there's a strange freedom. She starts to see you anew, not as the man she must reclaim, but as a choice she might not repeat. Her pride, once a barricade, begins to fissure, letting in a truth she's resisted. She cared, fiercely, and your retreat has forced her to weigh what that care has cost. This is where her path diverges, and the sixth truth takes root. She will either unravel or lock herself away, and the difference hinges on how long you stand firm. If she unravels, it's not with drama, but with a raw clarity that surprises even her. She might reach out once more, her words bare of artifice, admitting she misses what was. It's not a plea, it's a reckoning, her heart outpacing her ego for the first time. But if she withdraws, it's just as profound. She'll step back, not in anger, but in self-preservation, severing ties to shield the pieces of herself she's only now piecing together. Either way, she's transformed. Your absence has etched a new contour into her spirit, one that no longer sways to the rhythm of your gaze. She's not the woman she was when you first turned away. She's sharper, deeper, perhaps more cautious, but wholly her own. This is the seventh truth. Your strength wasn't in keeping her near. It was in stepping back, compelling her to rediscover herself in the silence you left. Here we stand, at the threshold of a truth as old as the stars. When a woman realizes you've lost interest, her reaction isn't merely about you. It's a quest to reclaim her own light, a pilgrimage through pride, pain, and the promise of renewal. So I ask you now, what has this unveiled about the power of your own presence, or its absence? Share your truth below, because this isn't just a story. It's a circle of souls, a space where we unearth the threads that connect us all. Reflect on this. When have you felt the weight of someone's withdrawal, or wielded the quiet force of your own? Let's weave this conversation together, because in sharing, we uncover the mysteries we all carry. The journey doesn't end here. It's yours to continue, step by step, toward a deeper understanding of the heart's unspoken laws.